Hi, this is Angela coming to you from Sacramento, California, wanting to prepare a dish for you, a side dish that I grew up making and I absolutely love. So you know what, let's get cooking. We're actually going to start with our pan at about a medium temperature, and we're going to add to this pan 4 tablespoons of butter or margarine. Now, if you're using butter, make sure that you are using unsalted butter because we are going to be adding salt and we don't want this dish to have too much salt to it. So we're going to actually just let this melt down for a little bit. And to this, we're going to add a 1/4 cup of diced red peppers. And then we're also going to add a 1/4 cup of diced green peppers, green bell peppers. And we're going to mix this all in and we're going to let this simmer for about a minute. Now, as you can see, I've actually sort of prepared and prepped everything beforehand. Now, because this dish is so quick and so fast and easy to make, I've gone ahead and put this all together, and there's a fancy word for it. It's called mise en place. And mise en place basically means to prep and measure everything out so that you can just sort of add everything in really fast, and basically you can rock and roll and get this dish busted out, because everybody has a fast-paced life and everything is really hectic. So it's easy to go ahead and just get this done. And so the next thing we're going to add is corn. Now, I'm going to add 2 cups of white corn to the mixture that we have here of the peppers and the butter. I happen to love white corn because it's very sweet and it tastes really good. But if you have yellow corn as well, yellow corn is just fine. You have it fresh in your area. Fresh corn is even better. But if not, go ahead and use canned corn. And canned corn is great to use as well. Just make sure that you actually drain the corn off. So we're going to put that in. That all mixed in there. And we're going to mix this around, and we're going to actually let this simmer for about a minute to a minute and a half. Now, what I love about this dish is my uncle used to make it. I used to beg my uncle every time I would go over, "Uncle Johnny, please make this dish for me. Please make the fried corn. Please make the fried corn." And he would make it for holidays. He would make it at any time we would need it, and it was so super yummy and good. Adults loved it. Us kids loved it. My family loves it because it was a way to get all of us to eat my vegetables, and that's how I get my kids to eat vegetables too. So we're going to add next to it, we're going to add a pinch of salt. We're going to add we're going to add a teaspoon of black pepper. And we're going to add a tablespoon and a half of sugar. Sugar makes this even sweeter. Super yummy, super good. We're going to mix this around, keeping our temperature at about a medium. And we're going to let this simmer for about a minute or 2. Now, what I also love about this meal, or about this side dish, is that it's very, you can change it up in so many different ways. If you don't want the green peppers, add yellow peppers. They're sweeter. They're great. If you want to change up the spiciness of it, add cayenne pepper or take out a little pepper. Works really well. You can do whatever you need to. It's so good. So we're looking good here. It's been simmering for about a minute or 2. We're actually now going to take tomatoes. We're going to add 1/2 cup of tomatoes. I'm using Roma tomatoes, but you feel free to use whatever you like, whatever tomato variety that you like. Cherry tomatoes, sun-dried tomatoes, whatever you want to sit there and use that, and incorporate that into this dish, because it's going to actually give it a lot more flavor, and it's going to just make this dish sing. So you want to stir that for a little bit longer. Make sure that it's sauteing down and coming together, and you want to actually let that simmer for about another 2 minutes. And then as that's simmering, and you're also going to add, of course, the star of the dish, which is the Philadelphia cream cheese. Now I'm adding about an ounce, 1/2 ounce to an ounce of cream cheese. So it's whatever you're liking, whatever it is to your liking. And that's going to melt down, and you're going to let that all simmer in, get all creamy and good. And what I love about this is that it's very versatile. This dish is going to pair well with any of your main dishes. It's going to pair well with fish. It's going to pair well with chicken. It's going to pair with steak. This is going to make a great vegetarian dish. And I think that this is looking really good. And I can't wait to try it. So we're going to plate this. Get this all going. Now, again, makes for a great vegetarian dish, but I happen to love bacon. And so right before I take it to the stove, or take it to the table, I like to top this dish off with bacon. So we're going to add in just some chopped bacon on top, and then we're going to give it a little bit of color, and we're going to add in some chives. Just right on top, sprinkle it. Makes for a great presentation. When you take this to the table, everyone's going to so love this dish. And it's a hit. So I'm ready to try it. I'm ready to dive in and see how we did. So here we go. Mmm. So good. Just like my uncle used to make. Thank you so much for letting me share this side dish with you. I hope you enjoy it. Until the next time, thanks, and bye from Sacramento, California.